Let's go. Let's get some verses in. 7 things. Remember, humble yourself. Number 1. When you humble yourself under the hand of God, what you're saying is, I'm going to put myself under the plan and the purpose of God for me and for my marriage. Okay, so I'm going to stop living as 2 different flesh. I'm going to live as one flesh. And I'm going to see how we can work together to make this thing move forward. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work together. I'm going to look for the accord so we can get the reward. I'm going to look for the accord so we can get the reward. Now, many marriages aren't getting the reward because they're not in accord. So they're working in vain. They're still living under the same roof. They may have the wedding band and the ring on, but their hearts are so distant that they're not getting the trophy at the end of the day. And eventually their kids will be the evidence of that. Number 2, cast your cares on Him. So instead of living as an emotional wreck, just full of worry, trouble, fear, there's going to be a dock strike. We won't be able to drive our cars. Well, maybe that was that 2 days ago, but 4 days ago, there's a hurricane coming! And the week before that, my mother-in-law's coming for a visit! Isn't there always something? I got an appointment at the doctor. What are they going to say? I'm going to live like the devil, but I want the result of a saint. I want healing, but all I want to do is hurt. Seriously. Cast your cares. He knows what you're going through before you ever go through it. That's why He spoke to His disciples in Matthew 6. Seek first the kingdom. And you don't have to worry about all that stuff. You know, because yesterday it was the dock strike. 3 days ago it was the hurricane. And the week before that it was your mother-in-law. And the week before that you went to the doctor. And the week before that it was something else. And the week before that it was something else. How many have always had those weeks where it's always something else? And guess what's coming next week? It's like you're already there. It's like you know the future. You know it's going to be something else. And if you're always focused on something else, you're going to be turned into something else and not someone else. You'll always be that person submitted to your emotional whims. You're going to cry about this, you're going to cry about that, you're going to complain about this, you're going to complain about that, you're going to blame him, you're going to blame her, but I know what I'm talking about because I'm right. Really? Can't get more snakish than that, can you? What's my name? Who am I? Yeah, you're not answering that one too good. You say you're a... That's who you are. Number 3, be sober. Sober in spirit. Or if we put it this way, stay awake. Stay awake. From 12 midnight to 6 in the morning, there's several shifts of night watchmen that go through the night every 3 hours. There's a change of guard around the wall of Jerusalem, talking about the Old Testament. And every 3 hours you would get a new set of eyes that would watch out for any potential attacks coming from the enemy so that no snakes would get into the city. And they would be on the lookout for potential dangers. Can I ask you a question? Can you name me right now what are your 5 potential dangers in your marriage? Or can you only tell me what you want out of your marriage? Now, as a professional athlete, I'm going to clue you in on something. Not only do I need to know the race I'm getting ready to run, I also need to know my competition and how they're going to run their race. Because in track and long distance and cross country, they always put into the race a couple of rabbits. If you know anything about track, you know who rabbits are. Rabbits are these guys that they can't last long, but they can go fast. And they can go fast for a little bit, and all the cameras are on the fast people. Wow, look at that guy. Wow, look at it. He's way out front. Yeah, he's so way out front, nobody's chasing. Why? He's a rabbit. I'm going 14 laps. He's going to last one. Let me just kick it back and just cruise, because eventually he's going to die off. I need to know my competition. Right. If I chase the rabbit, is the devil causing you to chase the rabbit? You're just running here and running there and doing this and doing. Girl, let me tell you what my husband did yesterday. Get that rabbit! And then for 3 hours you running after that rabbit. At the end of the day, you just, I can't take it anymore. You're just exhausted from chasing the rabbit. That's what snakes do. Snakes chase rabbits. They don't catch too many. They'll chase it for a while. Snakes are slow and methodical. What are you doing? Are you being alert? Are you saying, okay, sober, vigilant, eyes open? Honey, today I want you to keep your eyes up, not down. I want you to look people in the eye and not in the buttocks. I know that was for somebody else. But sometimes our eyesight is so low that we're low-minded. We need to raise up our gaze to the one worthy of our praise. And we need to look above the mountains where our help comes from. Go above it. Be vigilant. Be diligent in seeking Him, even in the home. It just came to me in the morning. But I felt like there was a couple of people that were going to be here today. Two situations. Number one is they can praise good in church, but they're not praiseworthy in their home. See, one thing about church settings that are so positive and so great is that corporate worship time. Do you agree? Yeah. Let me tell you something that's superior than corporate worship time. It's couple worship time. It's awesome when we come together and worship together as a body. Isn't that great? Especially when you've got great musicians like you guys who are playing and singing this morning, which is phenomenal. But if I don't do it in my home, you think my kids are going to do what they see here or what they get from me there? What do you think they're really going to do? I mean, seriously. They're going to do what they see. How long was praise and worship? 30 minutes? 30 minutes out of a week? That's what they're going to replicate? Or when they get hour after hour in their home? I'm not going to chase that rabbit. We'll let that rabbit die. Number 4, you need to be alert. Be alert. You need to bring your A game every day. Every day. Bring your A game. What is your A game? It's not your B game. It's your A game. Your B game is, and this is the devil's favorite phrase. If you want to know how to invite a snake into your home, all you got to say is what I'm about ready to say is about what I'm ready to say right now. That's all you got to do. Hey, snake, come on in here. All you got to do. This is the devil's favorite 5 words in the history of humanity. And on this, the devil has hidden in the pans in our kitchen, just waiting for us to come in and open the door. I don't feel like it. Once you grab the hand of your spouse and say, baby, let's pray, because I don't feel like it. Why don't you cook your man some breakfast? Because I don't feel like it. Once he makes me feel like it, then I'll do it. Why don't you take your wife out for dinner? Because I don't feel like it. Once she starts giving me breakfast in bed, we'll talk about it. Once they start getting their act together, I'll get my act together. You ever know anybody like that? Think about your neighbor right now, right? The one that's right next to you. They always acting like that. You can hear them through the wall. There she goes again. If you would just, then I would. Oh, you want what? No, you ain't getting that from me until you. Be alert. Be alert. Number 5. Let me just tell you this quick story. This is about a month ago. I was walking around our neighborhood. I do a prayer walk in the mornings because of our time schedule. It's 5 o'clock. Because in certain nations around the world, that's like going into the evening or early morning in some places. So I do a prayer walk and usually have like several hundred people with me online. As I'm doing the prayer walk. And at that particular time, I was looking at a prayer walk and we were praying about something. I don't remember the prayer topic that day. But for whatever reason, I didn't take my stick, my walking stick with me. My walking stick is not to walk with, it's to hit things. They want to sneak out in the night and try to get me. You ever seen people walking down the street with a stick or a golf club? You want to play golf with one club? No, it's going to beat somebody over the head. What are you going to do with it? So I forgot my stick. So I walked into this neighborhood, pretty affluent neighborhood, and start walking down the hill, and something caught my eye over here. I kind of looked, and when I looked, I saw the form and the shape, but then it disappeared. Now, you may think I'm crazy, but I'm not. Maybe sometimes, but I'm not. And so I start walking, and then I hear something about a couple of hundred yards down the road. I look back, and there was that same thing. It's gone. So, okay. Now, this is either a supernatural manifestation of some kind of demon, which has happened and will continue to happen, or this was physically an animal that I could almost identify with what it was if I saw it one more time. So what it is, I put myself right in the middle of the street, walking down the dark street at 5 in the morning. Now, I never said I wasn't stupid. I said I wasn't crazy. So I was walking down the dark street at 5 in the morning, forgot my stick, and sure enough, that thing comes charging at me, and I turned around. I don't know what I said. I must have said, humming, a shumming, a woman, I love, whatever I said in tongues, and that thing froze right at the top of the hill. It was a coyote. That coyote's name that morning was Satan. And I said, Satan, get thee far from me. And every other thing I could think to say. And it just came out. But here was my thing. Here's my thing. If you go out unprepared, you're not ready for what you're about to face. So when you get attacked by something and you're not ready for it, don't blame the thing that attacked you. Blame yourself for not being alert. So if that coyote would have said, I don't care about your praying in tongues, which he had all right to do, right? But he stopped and froze in the name of Jesus and could not go any further. And from that, for the rest of the walk, I only saw him from a distance. He would not get but a certain distance from me. So I kept him at bay, at distance, because I stayed alert.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. We get in there, Pastor. Resist temptation. Now, number 6 is going to be hard and heavy, but number 5, let's kind of look at it a little bit. Resist temptation. See, you're going to have to one day learn how to resist temptation. We teach a series out of a book that I wrote that is called Sexiazgo, which is basically translated sex and courtship. Sex and courtship. And we wrote it for youth, but we also wrote it for parents to know how to minister to their kids. If you're a single mother, do you know how to minister to your teenage boy about what he's supposed to do when his penis gets hard? You don't know? Fathers, single fathers, do you know what to do to minister to your daughter when she brings home a rapscallion? You're like, oh, no, no. Or is that all you know to say?
Wow.
See, there's going to come a day where you have to learn how to resist. And you only learn how to resist when you learn the necessary information you need to recognize the temptation. If you can't recognize the temptation as a temptation, you will fall for the temptation, not seeing it that it's temptation, but it's just a situation that it presents itself. And sometimes the devil comes disguised as an angel of light. So you have to learn sometime to resist temptation. Learning to keep every thought under the captivity of Christ. Because sometimes temptation is just going to slap you one side and the other in the face. It's probably going to kick you on the backside. It's probably going to punch you in the teeth. It's going to catch you off guard. Temptation does not care about what you believe. But when you submit yourself to God, you recognize temptation and you run from it. Number 6, expect to be tested. Let me say it this way: expect to suffer. Okay, like I asked you earlier, did you wake up today and say, suffer is my goal today? Suffer. So anyway, I was in a hotel with Pastor Spooner last night. There was probably about 15 to 1,800 guests in that hotel last night. Most of them were up around midnight, 1 o'clock. They had a little party downstairs. Had a party downstairs. It's kind of strange. It must have been a father-daughter dance because there's a lot of old, crusty guys with a bunch of young, pretty women. So I'm going to assume it was father-daughter. You see, it's like, I wouldn't let my daughter dress like that, but, you know, I'm not her father. Or it could have been something else, which I assumed it was something else. And so, but when I got into the gym this morning at 6:45, to my surprise, I was the only one in there. Isn't that crazy? Now, if you stayed at that hotel with me, you'd be with me at the gym at 6:45, wouldn't you? Hello? Change the battery? So what's more comfortable? The bed or the gym? What's more comfortable? Don't we just love comfort? But I'm going to tell you what comfort does. Comfort doesn't allow you to understand what suffering is really about. Suffering is never designed to be pain. Suffering is designed to be gain. If I want to gain, I will suffer loss. You thinking of anybody that hung on a cross? Jesus didn't lose by suffering. He gained by suffering. You and I are called to suffer as he suffered. Now see, I don't Dr. Andrew, she's not the way we do it in America. You may preach like that all around the world, but here, turn up the AC, put some more pad on the chair. And I said 30-minute preaching. Because at 40 minutes, the Baptists are at the buffet, and I need to beat their line. So something I've learned over the years. If I don't make you uncomfortable, I'm not being profitable to you. Because when you're uncomfortable, it's going to cause a sacrifice within you to have to come up.
Yes, it is.
See, a pastor is not a suffering type teacher. A pastor is to pull you in and stroke your hair and pat you on the back and make sure that you feel good and go on your way with a bunch of smiles. But the apostolic prophetic is going to challenge the current situation. It's going to nail it right on the head where I need it. And it's going to get me where it hurts, because where I hurt is where I need healing. And sometimes I never know where I need healing until I'm hurting. So until that button's pushed, I don't know that's where I'm irritated. Until somebody touches that. Have you ever done that with somebody? You go, hey man, how you been? What happened? I broke my shoulder last night. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Has that ever happened to you? And you feel bad for making that person suffer. You didn't know that they broke their shoulder last night? I didn't make you suffer on purpose. But now you know where they're hurting, don't you? Right. So guess what you're not going to do next time? Hey man, you doing okay? Well, kick bump. I'm not getting anywhere near that shoulder. But see, most people only change when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Most people will only change when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Ouch! He's preaching that same thing again. He's just using a different verse. No, he's not. That's the Holy Ghost touching that sore spot. It's not the preacher, it's the pain. If you're, I wish I could say this in the most flamboyant way possible, that suffering or testing is the only way we learn strength, discipline, resistance, and perseverance. It's only when there's suffering and testing. You'll never know your lung capacity until you reach what's called the wall. You'll never know the muscle strength until you test its strength or power. You're never going to know how great you are as a couple until you face difficulties. You're never going to know how great your kids are until they live on their own. And they begin to live out who you taught them to be, or who you ought to have taught them to be. And then they start living life like, I never learned that. What are you going to learn now? Someday you're going to have to learn how to resist. Because it's only in resistance do you gain strength and perseverance. Now, if you want to last till the end, when suffering and pain and heartache comes, you're not going to say this. You're not going to say, oh Lord, why? Why is this happening to me? And you're not going to rebuke the devil. You're going to say, okay, what do I need to learn from this, and how can I get better? That's how you resist temptation. Last thing, you will be perfected. That's a promise of the Lord. You will be perfected. Perfection comes in many different packages. It comes in the package of being confirmed or reaffirmed. It comes in resolution, or it comes in conviction, or being strengthened or established. But if you want victory, my friend, if you want victory, you must embrace suffering. Stop reacting to suffering as something negative. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be my last thing. Everybody just say, praise the Lord, he's done. Praise Jesus, shut up. In the name of Jesus. But why must we learn to embrace suffering? We live in the only nation on the face of the globe. You all live in the only nation on the face of the globe where life is easy. And do not give me your sob story. I will tear you a new one upside and down the other in a heartbeat. What you make in one day, most people never make in a year. Don't talk to me about suffering, North American spoiled brat. No stinking way. Let me tell you the reality of life around the face of this globe. What you entertain your eyes on, what you consume for your belly, the things you talk about, the things you watch, the things you allow your kids to look at, how you allow them to talk back or talk to or talk about. No way. If your grandmama was you today and your kid responded to you being your grandmama, your kids would have such fat lips they couldn't even talk.
No.
That shoe would be off her foot so quick, it would be right. Boom! What did you say? Mm-hmm. My lips are so fat I can't even talk. If you allow it, that's who you are. So don't rebuke what you allow.
No.
Now, why do I say this? Do you think anything that I said today is out of hate or malice or for something that's not good for you? Seriously, be honest. Is there anything that's come out of my mouth today that you think his intention is to stifle and lower and restrict and make us feel bad about ourselves? Do you think that's the motive of my heart? But everything you heard, will it help you become better?
Yes.
It will help you if you apply it.
Yes.
It will hurt you if you deny it. I don't know if that's been my 20 minutes, Pastor. I don't want you getting out of here today without us killing the snake. Just like those two guys came into my house when I wasn't there, and they took that snake. I don't know how they did, I wasn't there. They took that snake and they chopped his head off and gave us snake steaks that night. I don't want that for you. I want you leaving here snake-free, snakeless. I want those fangs coming out. I I want those veins to be put back in. All those things, all those rabbits that you've been chasing, I want those things gone out of your life. And there's only one way to do it. It's the power of the core. Wherever your faith is, I'll put my faith there. Wherever you are, I'll go there. Whatever you need, you make it known to the Lord, and we'll come to agreement with that thing, and it will not be there. Now, you can invite it back in whenever you want, but it will lose its power and its grip over you and on you. If you want a strong marriage, we can put ourselves in the court right now, and you will leave here with a strong marriage. Now, how you act after that is your own business. Because you can fall back right into it in a heartbeat. And here's the sad thing about it. See, if we cast out a devil, that you leave the door open, he's going to come back with 7 friends. And it's going to be worse off than it was before. So you got to learn how to resist. Say it this way to married people. Learn how to scar your tongue. Everybody put your tongue out. Stick your tongue out. You want to do it anyway. Just go ahead and do it. Stick your tongue out. Stick your tongue out. No, just stick it out like you got one. Stick it out. Now bite it. Bite it hard.
No.
Till it hurts. Till you're like, I'm not going to use my tongue like that anymore. Bite your tongue, girl. What does that mean? I say it because I value my spouse. I value my kids. I value me. I value Jesus. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it. Those things are not going to let any venom get into anybody in my household. I'm going to tell you the vision I had this morning for this church. It's pretty clear. That water of life, is that right? Water of life would be like a life-giving springs coming out of here, going into different areas. Greenville, the whole area up into like Asheville and more north, Chattanooga. I mean, just going wherever your family is or whatever. Just these streams just going out, and your testimonies as couples and as families, you're going to begin to reproduce a whole nother generation of kids. This is what I desired to see happen today through this teaching. That it would change the very way that you respond to one another in your home. That there would be such a conviction on you that you would not be able to respond the same way without a severe correction of the Lord coming upon you. That you would, and instead of feeling it after, maybe I shouldn't have said that beforehand. I'm not going to say that. Anybody know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I'm not going to say that. I bless you. What you wanted to say, you're not going to say it. You're going to say what you should say, not what you wanted to say. So when you leave here today, you're going to, you know what that white man said? You're going to say, you know what that handsome man told us this morning? You can start to speak truth. Or you can say that bald man, you know what you mean. But make it real, friends. Make it real. If you are sitting here today and you have questioned the duration of your marriage, you've been going through a lot of difficulties. I'm burning hot. And I don't think it's lights. you have been tested in your home. And you didn't know how long it was going to keep going. You kept feeling like we're just going in the wrong direction. I can talk about you as an individual or you in your married life as well. You're about to make some decisions, and your decisions have not been taking you down the right road. You're like, I need to change of course. I need to change of mind. I need to change of thinking. I need to stop biting and start blessing. Because there's just something. Holy Spirit has just been on you. And even more so today, on you. I'm going to ask you to be very sincere and transparent, like I tried to be with you today, about me, about my life, about my family, and with you. Trish, I don't speak like this to many people. I really toned it down this morning. I really gave it to you guys easy, because this is our first time meeting. I really want to win your friendship. I really value your friendship. And I hope it came across that way. Thank you so much. I want to pray with you. I want to pray for you. Because I believe today is going to be a turning point for your family, for your home, for this ministry, for the city, or wherever you're reaching. I believe today is going to be one of those moments. This is not the 26th year anniversary. This is the first day anniversary. This is a whole new day happening to me. Because when someone comes and speaks truth, I don't know if, did you wake up this morning and you had a notification on your phone that it was time to modify your life? Did you get that on your phone? No. You see, more people are more apt to modify their phones than they are their lives. But here's what God did. He sent you a notification this morning. If I go this morning, I'm getting confronted. Baby, you still want to go this morning? Yeah, because Dr. Andrew's handsome. Okay, we'll go. And he's also very humble. But we need to press that button and say, yes, Lord, modify